Right guys, welcome back to part 2 of reacting to 100 greatest holy moments in Strongman by Big Loz Official. Him and Liz have done a masterclass on this video. I think it's one of their best. And we're going through 100 of the craziest moments in Strongman. Picking up at number 36, Phil predicts victory. I think this is Phil Pfister, who then went on to win in 2006. My Strongman knowledge is like half of what Liz and Loz's are, but it's not too bad. I love that. Absolutely love it. And he did go on to win, so what an absolute hero.
5 loading race.
You will observe that Grizzly has turned tourist.
I know it's mean, but this guy reminds me of Jack Osborne so much. I love you, Jack. I'm sorry. I ain't running.
Brian Shaw carries an outrageous...
Right, I've said this to a lot of people. This yoke, I think it was like over 700 kilo or something. If you ask me to pick an event that's like who was the strongest man, that is just undoubtedly, like, the way he just walks with it. Brian moving that yoke to me is one of the most iconic strongman
pulling
things.
800 pounds on the Hummer tire deadlift.
Which is Andrea doing what Andrea does best. It's just, again, I'd love to pull on this setup, but 364, man, that's absolutely wild. I know it's a bit of a raised pull, but even so, like, moves nice as well. I don't know if that's in a suit or not, to be fair. Doesn't look like it. An absolute beast.
One of the single most impressive performances from the incredible Mateusz Kiliszko.
Again, this is why we need Mateusz back in the sport, guys. I think he does, is it 5 reps on this? Jesus. With, it just doesn't even look heavy. Like, genuinely, that stone is absolutely out of this world. I think if a couple of guys got a couple, and he just goes out there and does 5. Like, it's so cool.
It horrifies onlookers during the bar bend. This
is why bar bending should have been left in the 80s.
Just look at that upper arm development.
I mean, we were told we can't use our necks and heads, so at least it's improved like that, but God, I hope to never see that event again.
The moment strongmen dread and Bighorn looks alive.
You can literally hear it snap as well.
Like a sickening injury.
But I mean, who could have seen that coming, right? Jeez. Short arm problem, something I'm never going to have to deal with, luckily.
Shield carry.
6 meters. Only 5'6" tall. Seems to be hanging on to a loop.
He's got one of those rings, isn't he, off of like the stones. But like, how does that? They must have seen him setting up with that. So why is he? If you're allowed, I guess. But surely you can.
My God, it's a bloodbath.
My God, it's a bloodbath. Shivkov just seemed to push like RPE on deadlift further than anyone else has been able to.
1989's pure strength team competition looks like something from a comedy skit, with my favourite moment.
I think this is when, like, why the generation above us, like when you say you're a strongman, are like, oh, you do some weird stuff then. You're like, no, not anymore. I mean, what a test of strength this is. Chop a log in half, jump on top of it, drag it. It's when he just walks it like a dog. There's a crowd there though, so they must be enjoying it. It's just chaos. Like, all these comps were just pure chaos. Do they celebrate? I'd just be like, I'd get to the end and be like, what am I doing?
Misses out on winning the world's strongest man, while an elated Pudzianowski gives him a hearty
That is
backslap
absolutely
mid-lift.
heartbreak. Can you imagine losing world's strongest man by something that a margin that small, and then he comes over and just slaps him on the back?
32 kilos, under 64 kilo athlete Chloe Brennan steps up and makes the impossible.
This went absolutely nuts viral, didn't it? Little Bren. It's amazing, isn't it? Like a third, half the size of like some of the other girls doing it. You gotta love Brennan. She's absolutely lovely, and she's just so fucking strong as well. That's the main thing. Like, get on with her really well. We've got more videos coming out with Brennan as well. So, but this, like, I'm so happy for her that this happened, because she really did take off after this. But the weight of them stones, to lift that under 64 kilo, when like all the other women failed it, phenomenal. Oh, the start of the Shore Classic back in the day. The Hummer-Tire deadlift started, and JF and Jerry just went absolutely nuts. It went on like way longer than they thought it was going to as well, because these guys just kept pulling.
98 ended with him having a spot of bother on the Atlas Stones.
Baby Z.
Bill, he is lucky to be walking.
After
To
4 years,
walk away from that one, absolute nutcase.
Thor Bjornsson settle their differences in the boxing ring.
This whole boxing thing, not for me. I was so underwhelmed. I thought Thor looked absolutely like jacked, like looked in shape, looked like he'd actually been training. Oh, it's just embarrassing, to be honest. Like, it's great for the sport, agree with the sport, but I also love Rauno. I've got a load of friends like Rauno as well that are like that sort of attitude, and like I just find him so funny. And like, this is absolutely nuts. He's got a good shot at 505 this year. I really hope he does it, because it would just be absolutely like wild. But I'm actually really excited for the Vegas comp this year. I think him and Hicksy just look phenomenal at the minute. So,
You've just taken the Masters World Record up by...
guy, it's rare to see Rauno smiling, to be fair.
For Eddie Hall when he's disallowed a world record deadlift after dropping the bar at the top of the lift.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that feeling, getting a world record and then having it disallowed? Fair play to Maggie as well for like disallowing that, because I wouldn't want to make that call.
Webster made a real big one
made
when
a
he blew the
mistake,
whistle
Webster.
as his sausage hold.
The sausage hold. Bring back that event. Cavs was just different. Built different when he...
The strongmen show off their big red rockets at the Giants Live Australia.
All the athletes have to do is get it off the ground, and he's done it.
This was actually Giants Live, jeez.
Yes, he has. Oh, in his shoes, you can see his foot oozing over the sole.
There's an event, again, I hope to never have to do. This is literally like the old generation v the new. Mitch just absolutely smokes Big Z. I think Brian nailed it here, to be honest, and like went out on top. Like, Z's still competing, fair play to him, but like, it's time for the new breed, do you know what I mean? Like, he was an absolute, probably the GOAT of strongman, but when you got someone like Mitch just absolutely sprinting with weights.
Holds the deadlift hold for 2 minutes.
Some people just seem to be able to hold deadlift holds like crazy. McCoy from Ireland is like just known for being amazing at it. And like, I genuinely don't, I've never had to do it with straps, but yeah, crazy. This was ridiculous. Like, I mean, I know I've got a lot to learn with carrying tires, but I would never am I doing it like that.
And throws the weight into the crowd.
He's very explosive. Wildly explosive is Pujanowski. Oh!
Can you imagine being in the crowd and just like a 20-pound weight comes flying at you? Oh my God, actually did go in the crowd as well.
Some fast moves there.
I bet he just didn't care as well. He was like, and what? 20 feet. I love throwing events, man.
Just look at that, the grip. Just giving way.
Needs a grip coach,
Brian
mate.
Shaw destroys the competition on the boat.
And this boat pull as well. This is where Bry came onto the scene. I think people were thinking Marius would smoke it. He beat him by like 7 seconds. So, oh, I love baby Bry.
Marius Pujanowski.
Another
I've got a soft spot for Brian Shaw, man. I want an absolute hero.
gravel shovel from 1990's World's Strongest Man.
This is just another event with some strong potential to be the mystery event of the farm.
Yes, the tall man, that's an advantage.
Tell me how this is a test of strength in any way.
The World's Strongest Man finished with a 9-minute long tug.
What do you guys think about tug of war being in strongman? I'm sort of not about it. I don't think these like head-to-head sort of events like this don't do it for me. Especially when it goes on for 6 minutes or whatever this one did. But I'd be happy for them to be left.
Emotional moment for Glenn Ross when he learns that he hasn't
Glenn.
made the final after losing.
This is heartbreaking, to be fair to him. Thought he'd done enough to get through to the final.
His wife is shouting and screaming, congratulations.
I don't understand the size of the bloke, do you? Jesus. The delts on him. But no, that ain't nice for anyone. It's sad that happened to Glenn.
Stones, you know. You get all 5 of them. Deserve to go through the final and just got it.
Mark Felix on the Hercules.
Everyone has one of those
Then
moments.
he's won 8 times in competition. Most recently, aged 56 years old at the World Team.
Mark's a hero. Had the pleasure of working with Mark on his grip. Competed against him a few times and stuff like this as well. Just absolutely iconic, isn't it? Like, I think he's retired from most of the Giant shows now, but I'm glad I got to compete with Mark. when I did.
The tug of war.
Again, it just doesn't excite me, tug of war. I quite like the format in a team event, I guess, but yeah, got done over by the mats there. I know they used that as their excuse.
Metz sets a record-breaking time, finishing the 400-kilo timber
I
carry.
wonder if Loz watches this event, like, thinking this is slow. Freaking cool event, though, isn't it? I didn't realise it's been going for this long, to be fair, the timber carry at the Arnolds. I genuinely think they're going to have to make it heavier soon. I know it's like over 400 kilo or something, but people are just doing it. The trouble is with the timber, you either move it 2 meters and that's it, or you finish it and you finish it quick.
Hammer in dramatic fashion.
Right, controversial. I know this, Loz hates this event. I think it looks absolutely sick. I know it's so dangerous, it's not safe, etc., etc., and Loz did, I had such a bad injury. But you can see why they did it. It looks so much better than single fingers with those hammer ends on. Sorry, Loz.
Last man standing Atlas Stones, and it's still not enough to make the final.
Again, get the stone off in the bin. I love it. Don't get me wrong, when I get to Worlds, like that is going to suit me so well because I like a stone for reps, but you can't have guys doing 20 reps.
Into the 1991 World's Strongest Man as a late call-up after Jean-Paul.
Look at a young Maggie. Came in as a reserve and he just goes on to win it. That is the wildest story. That will never happen again, I'm sure. That's a strong kid.
Vasil Verastia gets emotional after winning the biggest title in the sport.
That feeling, that's what every single person in this sport is just dreaming of achieving.
OG entertainer.
If I could go back in time, I'd love to meet John Paul. Just seemed like such a class dude. I am the Viking. Now everyone in the UK who does strongman and has blonde hair thinks they're a Viking. John Thor, sorry mate.
I'm a little bit crazy.
I'm a little bit crazy. We're all a little bit crazy.
The way he was letting Jean-Pierre get away with avoiding the tank.
Never realised how much they did tug of war in Worlds.
It would appear that Monsieur Brewer isn't too keen on early morning dips, but a man from Reykjavik has other ideas.
That's fair. I'd be doing that.
This is French synchronized swimming.
Zdrunas Savickas absolutely dominated the log lift world record and single-handedly took it from 190 kilos.
This is Big Z in his prime lifting logs. There's nothing better to watch, is there? Like, I love that the world records were set in the middle of a comp. You know, now we get guys that just specialise in log. They come to a show and do like a one-off. It's not the same for me. Like,
Break the record was Iron Bibby.
don't get me wrong, it's still a wild press. 230 above the head on a log is just absolutely nuts. But for me, like Big Z doing it at World's Strongest Man or something like that in the middle of a comp, there's just no disputing, like, Z had the strongest shoulders.
Kordiaka loses an event win in the shield carry after failing to cross.
You got to feel for Pav here. Like, it's clearly a good event for him. He should have won that event. I think he did win on distance and then obviously just missed the line. But it's in the rules. It's his fault, but it's gutting. It's gutting nonetheless. And then I love this event, by the way. I think it looks amazing. And watching Mitch crab walk to victory, like, unreal. I think, to me, that's like one of the highlights of the final. Not many people agree on that. Reason number 6,753, not to put bar bending into any comps, Glenn Ross. These are the strongest legs. I'm excited to watch the squat at the show as well. This looks very similar to that set.
Iron Bibby breaks the axle.
Right, guys, that is 35 to 75. We have got part 3 coming up where we'll do the last 25. Thank you guys who made it this far. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you again to Liz and Loz for letting us use this video. And we will see you in part 3. Thanks for watching, guys.